Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. This is where we study the Psalms verse by verse. It's 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse. And this week we have a dandy. It's Psalm 11. Psalm 11 is just absolutely wonderful. There is a question of the problem of evil. There's an answer to it given in this psalm right away. There's a personal struggle here. And there's just so much in this psalm. You don't want to miss any of it. I hope you'll read it with me this week as we proceed. We're going to study verses 1 through 7. This is just 7 verses in our English Bible, and we'll just take our time and go right through it. So if you have your Bible there, why don't you open it up to Psalm 11, and we're going to begin with our reading here in verses 1 and 2. Verse 1, In the Lord put I my trust. How say ye to my soul, Flee as a bird to your mountain? For lo, the wicked bend their bow, they make ready their arrow upon the string, that they may privately shoot at the upright in heart. Okay, so there is verses 1 and 2. Now this psalm has an introduction, and the introduction is to the choir master of David. So it's very brief. We don't get a whole lot of information here. Well, we know the choir master is doing his job. David has done his job. And so putting this to some music, that's all we know is the choir master has it in his hands. It's to the choir master of David. So we begin in verse 1 with this statement. In the Lord put I my trust. Okay, so that's a statement of faith. I trust the Lord. I've placed my faith in the Lord. Then we have a question. How can you say to me, Flee as a bird to your mountain? So the psalmist is trusting the Lord, and then somebody comes along, and we know who this somebody probably is, the wicked man. He is so ready to use his mouth. He comes along and he says, well, why don't you just flee away to your mountain? So in a sense, he is diminishing the psalmist's trust in the Lord with this question. Flee. Well, I've trusted in the Lord. No, you need to run away. And then he gives the reason why. Notice there in verse 2. Lo, the wicked bend their bow. They make ready the arrow upon the string, that they may shoot at the upright in heart. They may shoot privately at the upright in heart. So again, who's the one that does things privately? Who's the one that sets an ambush in a place where it's dark and he can't be seen? It's the wicked man. Remember? Psalm 10. So whoever's saying this, how can ye say to my soul, whoever the ye is here in this passage, this is the reason to tell David, flee like a bird. Because, well, the wicked, look at the wicked, look how strong they are. They're going to bend the bow. They make ready their arrow. They're going to shoot privately at the upright. Well, that's what they always do. Does that change? Does what the wicked do change how you believe? No, it never has. It never will. It shouldn't. Because the Lord's the one we trust in. He's the one that I've put my trust in. So I say to myself, I trust in the Lord, and then I look around and I see the wicked bending the bow. Does that change the fact that I trust in the Lord? Do I need to trust in my own ability to hide myself, to fly away like a bird, just to get out of Dodge when it gets tough? No, because I've trusted in the Lord. So whoever this is that says to the soul, flee away as a bird to your mountain, they pretend to be friends, but they're really not. Because they don't understand trust, do they? They don't understand the relationship between God and his people. Because there is a wonderful trust there. So they say, flee as a bird, and here's why. The wicked bend the bow. Well, they're always bending the bow. They're always making their arrow ready upon the string. They always attack privately. You never know when it's going to come, where it's going to come from. They always do that. So the friend or whoever it is that's saying this to them, this is their excuse, this is their reason for saying it. And the psalmist has said, I have put my trust in the Lord, period. And then the friend comes along and says, you better flee away. So they don't trust the Lord, yet the psalmist does. Now, tomorrow, we're going to look at verses 3 and 4, and we have the question about the problem of evil and an answer to the problem of evil right here in Psalm 11. Just like we addressed it in Psalm 10, so surely we're going to address it here in Psalm 11. So join me tomorrow as we look at that here on Daily Dose Radio.